Hello ladies, this is your end of term 3 revision sheet. The answer key has been shared with you, but there are some questions that I just want to go through with you to make sure that you understand. So for example, let's look at question 3. Now this is a multimeter. A multimeter is an ammeter, a voltmeter, and an ohm meter all in one. It can measure current, voltage, and resistance. So the question here is, which statement is true about the device below? It is set to measure voltage. Let's check. Now the first thing you have to see is the dial. What is it pointing to? This is pointing to ohms. This means this is an ohm meter. So is it set to measure voltage? No. Is it set to measure resistance? Yes. Is it analog or digital? Now when you see a display like that, this means it is digital. So the answer is B. Next one, another question that I want you to understand is number 5. So what is the resistor's value R? They want you to find R. What have they given you? They've given you current and they've given you voltage. So you should know the Ohm's law. The triangle for Ohm's law, VIR. So what do we need to find? We need to find resistance. R equals V over I. V is 26, I is 13, but it's 13 milliamperes. Milliamperes. So 13 milliamperes means 13 divided by 1000, which is 1, 2, 3. So the decimal goes 1, 2, 3. So 0.013. So 26 divided by 0.013. Now when you are dividing by decimals, don't get confused. Step 1 is to remove the decimal. So I should multiply by 1. And how many digits after the decimal? 1, 2, 3. So I should have 3 zeros. Do the same to the numerator. You get 26000 divided by 13. So 13 times 2 is 26. And then there are 3 zeros. So 2000 ohms, which is the same as 2 kilo ohms. This is the answer. So in this question, you have to memorize the safety signs. I think I will not go through them. They're pretty straightforward. Go through the answer key, go through the textbook, please, and memorize the safety signs. Now, let's look at this question. Here they are saying the student is trying to measure the current passing through the resistance. Answer the questions. Identify 3 faults. There are 3 mistakes here. What are those 3 mistakes? That's what we have to find. So the first thing is they are trying to measure current. So the multimeter should be pointing to amperes. The second mistake is that the probe should be in A, not in V. And the third mistake is that here the connection is in parallel. And you know that current is measured in series. So that's the mistake. One mistake is current is measured in series. And here the student has connected in parallel. Then the second thing is that the range or the dial is on V, it should be A. And the third thing is that the probe is in V, it should be in A. So how will you correct the problems, the faults? You will connect the multimeter in series. You will connect the probe to A, and you will point the dial to A. Next, draw the correct wiring and set the multimeter so that it will measure the current passing through the resistance. So let's do both. Let's measure current and let's measure voltage. So the first step is current is to be measured in series. So com means common, which is negative. So connect this to the negative of the battery. Now we are trying to put this inside. So what we are trying to do is this. This is connection in series. So put the ammeter to this. So this ammeter is between the resistance and the battery, and connect the resistance. Point the dial to amperes. This question is fine. You can find mistakes here. Right, let's look at this question. So in this question, you need to know the symbols. You know the symbol of a battery. The symbol of a battery is this. This is a diode. The symbol of a diode is this. The silver line means negative, so this line means negative. Push button is the same, no change. This is a capacitor. This is a polarized capacitor. The long leg is positive. So to draw this, you'll have to do this. This is positive, this is negative. Resistor, we know this is the symbol of a resistor. LED is similar to a diode. The long leg is positive. So to draw an LED, this is what I'll have to do. And two arrows going out to represent this is an LED. Now, put these symbols in the circuit diagram. A diode connected to a push button, connected to capacitor, then the next branch, resistor, LED, and then all connected together. Component A. In this diagram, component A is diode, component B is a capacitor. The function of a diode is that it allows current to flow in one direction. And the job of a capacitor is that it stores electric charge. Okay, next we come to this. So for number 14, the resistance value is 470. They want you to find the colors corresponding to this number. So 4, the first digit is 4, 4 is yellow. The second digit is 7, 7 is violet. And the third digit is 0. So how many zeros? 1 0. That means the third color is brown. So first color yellow, violet, and brown. The fourth band is tolerance, and if it's 5%, this means gold. What is the minimum acceptable value? So you know the possible values are between 470 plus 5% and 470 minus 5%. Minimum value will be 470 minus 5%. So step 1, find 5% of 470. Cancel. 235 divided by 10, which is 23.5. And then subtract it from 470, which will be 470 minus 23.5. Borrow the 1, this becomes 9. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 3 is 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 minus 0 is 4. So the minimum possible value is 446.5. Right. So in this last question, they've given us a circuit and we have to answer questions 17, 18 and 19. 16, 17, 18. What is the main difference between R1 and R2? You see, R1 is a fixed resistor and R2 is a variable resistor. The value of R2 can be changed. What is the reason of having R1? R1, it's connected to the LED. So R1 is to limit the flow of current to the light emitting diode. If it gets too much current, it will burn out. So the resistor reduces the current flowing. Calculate the approximate current. So here they're asking us to find current if the variable resistor R2 is adjusted to 430. So this is 470. R2, they are saying we've adjusted it, so it's not the maximum value of 2K. Instead, it's 430. So what's the total resistance? Because they are in series, it's R1 plus R2. 470 plus 430, which is 900. The voltage is 9 volts. So again, you will use Ohm's law. I equals, cover I, V over R. V is 9, R is 900. So 1 over 100, which is 0.01 amperes. Please remember, when you have a math question to solve, write down the formula, plug in the values, do the calculation and give the unit. Good luck.